In the headlines, Jonathan rejects presidential forms, distances self from APC. Senate President joins presidential race, picks nomination form. Aviation sector crisis, lawmakers, stakeholders meet. Away from Nigeria, 43 killed after a fight broke out between rival gangs at Ecuadorian prison. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thank you for joining. Beginning with political matters, former President Goodluck Jonathan has rejected the nomination and expression of interest forms brought for him by a coalition of northern groups on Monday. In a statement, media advisor to the former president, Ikechukwu Eze, said Jonathan did not authorize the purchase and considers the move by the group as an insult, adding that he is not aware of the bid. The statement further said that Goodluck Jonathan is not a member of the APC and therefore could not have accepted such gesture from those behind the move and urged the public to disregard the action of the group. Meanwhile, Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, MAGBAN, says it did not and will not buy any form for any candidate contesting elections. The group, in a statement signed by its national secretary, Baba Othman Engel Zarma, said it has nothing to do with the buying of a presidential nomination form for former President Goodluck Jonathan for the 2023 elections. According to him, politics should be left to politicians as they see no mileage in supporting any politician when they are overwhelmed by the crisis being faced by their members nationwide. MAGBAN, however, said that it will support a candidate that shows commitment to end the suffering of their members after the conclusion of party primaries by all the political parties. A federal high court in Abuja has refused the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele's request to restrain the Independent National Electoral Commission and the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, from preventing him from his presidential ambition. The CBN governor on Monday told the court in Abuja that he can run for the post of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria without vacating his position as the CBN governor. The CBN governor, through his counsel, Mike Ezekome, told the court that Section 84, subsection 12 of the Electoral Act, as amended 2022, does not affect him, being a public servant and not a political appointee. The court, in its ruling, however, summoned INEC and AGF to appear before it on May 12 to show cause on why status quo ante should not be granted to the CBN governor. Senate President Ahmad Lawan has declared his intention to contest the 2023 presidential election on the platform of the All Progressives Congress. Lawan made the declaration on Monday in Abuja while receiving the 100 million naira APC nomination and expression of interest forms presented to him by a political group, National Stability Project, led by Chief Sam Nkire. The Senate President, who said he had listened to various calls across the nation asking him to contest the office of the President, said he was ready to commit himself to the calls. A group known as the Good People of Nigeria say that they have bought the 100 million naira All Progressive Congress presidential forms for the Minister of State, Petroleum Resources, Chief Temipre Silva. Speaking at the NNPC tours in Abuja, leader of the group, Alhaji Muhammad Abu Abaji, said the group has been closely monitoring the works of the minister in controlling the petroleum resources of Nigeria and believes that he is the right person to take over from President Muhammadu Buhari. The group said it believed that as a president, a lot will happen for oil prospects, which will engender development of Nigeria. Responding, Silva, who received the forms, lauded the group for the initiative, but maintained that he will not confirm his acceptance of the forms until he consults with key stakeholders before making his decision to contest the election. Airline operators have called off the strike action it intended to commence on Monday, 9th of May 2022. This follows the intervention by the House of Representatives at the instance of the Speaker, Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, in Abuja on Monday. The report.
At the end of the 4-hour session between the House, airline operators and the Group Managing Director on the NNPC, Mele Kyari, the overlanding cost of Jet A1, it was agreed that the proposed strike be called off to save the nation and Nigerians from untold hardship. The Speaker, Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, read out the terms of agreement between the marketers and operators, which will pave way for the smooth running of the aviation sector in the short, medium, and long terms.
The third resolution is that on the long term, mid to long term, if right now you will begin or commence the process of application for your own license to be able to import your own jet fuel, so that will remove whether it's middleman, whether it's fourth man, whether it's whatever, whether it's the vagaries of, you will know the landing cost and you will know it will assist you.
With the resolution, it is expected that in the next 3 months, 6 million liters of ATK will be made available to the operators at 480 naira per liter to be supplied through their preferred marketers, while in the term, it was resolved that license be granted to airline operators to import their aviation fuels directly from international oil markets. Other organizations present were the Central Bank of Nigeria, the NNPC, as well as the up and the downstream petroleum sectors, amongst others, who all made submissions.
Right, Honorable Speaker, needless to say that there is no fixed price. This is a deregulated product. So you cannot hold on to any price. And indeed, what you have seen in the media, the 700 naira reference point cannot be a reference point. It depends on the market condition. It can be higher than 700 naira per liter, depending on what price the market gets to. So it's needless to say that even to target 700, cannot be a reference point, Right, Honorable Speaker. This market shifts as we speak now. Is closely related to the price of crude oil.
540 as the cost. How then are some people now offering us 480 to say to us at 480? And remember, they gave from the PIF that was given to the marketers was given at 335, and we are still getting at 670. With due respect, sir, you may have to clear this out. Let's talk to ourselves the truth.
Your bank finds you worthy of that kind of intervention. Naira we will manage, but dollar, I don't produce naira, dollar. Naira we will see how to assist, but you have to first of all meet your bank. If it is naira intervention that you're asking for, but of course you know that your bank will look at your creditworthiness to be sure that historically you've had a good credit. If you don't have a good credit, you are not going to access it.
This resolution will at least ensure that Nigerians will continue to go about their businesses unhindered for the time being.
Meanwhile, following the suspension of the planned aviation shutdown by Airline Operators of Nigeria, AON, normal work has resumed at the nation's airports. The suspension of the strike, which was scheduled for Monday, May 9, over the increase in aviation fuel, followed calls from the government and relevant authorities promising to address the situation. Our reporter, Gaza Yakubu, was at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, and now reports.
The planned action was primarily because of the increase in the price of aviation fuel from 190 naira per litre to 700 naira. Staffs of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport said the declaration of the now suspended aviation strike has affected their usual turnout at the airport.
Most of us didn't supposed to come work today because of the rumor we heard yesterday. But at least this is where we work, our daily morning. So we have to come and witness what is happening. And to be sincere, when you came everywhere scan cities, most of us have gone back home. And right now, even me, I'm going back to my house. And because of the rumor, people are not able to come out today. But there's nothing like strike. They called it off yesterday. So people that have activities tomorrow, next tomorrow, they came to Abuja yesterday or Sunday because of that. So that is why I looked around everywhere so scanty.
They, however, hope that the relevant authorities will swing into action to avert a similar situation in the future by addressing the issue raised by the Airline Operators of Nigeria, since any future strike, if not nipped in the bud, will have a devastating effect on their means of livelihood.
70% of Nigeria will leave base when we come out and also for the day. That is why we survive. for now. It's only 30% that even though they do not work 2 days, 3 days, it will not affect them. But present in Nigeria now, everybody knows what is going on with the scarcity and everything in this country now. We live in daily hustling. When you hustle, your family will eat. If you don't hustle, your family will not eat. That is why in any daily, anything that will affect us for one day, we'll try to avoid it.
The management said a decision was reached by relevant authorities to address the price of aviation fuel before the action was called off. None of the airlines are grounded as they have continued their usual activities. Gaza Yakubu, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Families of the abducted victims of Abuja-Kaduna train attack have called for the resignation of the Transport Minister Rotimi Amechi, saying it is disheartening how the minister is touring the country, campaigning for his political ambition, while their family members have not been freed from captivity. Fatima Saleh has more.
Children are crying every day, with the only question in their mouths being whether my mommy and daddy coming back.
The families say they have been battling trauma and confusion since the abduction of their family members, coupled with the recent report of 2 pregnant women who gave birth in captivity. They said the situation is horrific.
Today marks the 42nd day of our loved ones being held hostage. It has been 42 long days of living in fear. Among those abducted passengers are children, some as young as 3 years old, pregnant women, women including an 85-year-old great-grandmother, and others. Some of these victims have health challenges requiring daily medications, which they have had no access to in the last 42 harrowing days.
They said assurances have been made, but to no avail, and it is disappointing how the Minister of Transportation is touring the country seeking for the votes of Nigerians, while some innocent Nigerians are still held captive.
We must, however, register our displeasure with the way and manner the Minister of Transportation, Mr. Rotimi Amichi, has been handling the tragic event since it occurred. Just a few days after 28 March 2022, Mr. Amichi was seen running around the stadium in Port Harcourt, where he declared his intention to become the next president of Nigeria. Mr. President also directed the management of Nigerian Railway Corporation to establish a situation group to give a minute-by-minute account of rescue efforts to relatives of kidnapped passengers. Still, 1 week after this presidential directive was issued, NRC has neither contacted the relatives of kidnapped victims nor established any situation room.
These children, whose parents are among those abducted, said it is time for school resumption, but unfortunately no school fees, and they do not know when their parents will come back home.
To release them safely and let them free, and all those in captivity.
Wallahi, life has been so tough. It's unimaginable and it's unbearable. My siblings are resuming school, have resumed school today, and they have to pay their school fees before they are allowed into the class. So imagine our father, our mother are taken. How can their school fees be paid? How can they be allowed to be in class? Just imagine. Our food, our clothing, that was how we spent Salah without them. They are the ones to provide for us, but they are not here. How can life be so easy without them in the house?
We always sleeping, crying, waking up crying. When we are eating, we're wondering, oh, is my mom eating well? Is she fine? Which condition is she? How are they treating them? Are they all okay?
In a functional government, Amechi, the Honorable Minister of Transport, should have been sacked because NRC is under his supervision. Absolutely, it's a failure of system.
It has been 42 days since the unfortunate incidents, and up till now, no positive result. It will be recalled that President Muhammad Buhari, in his Salam message, has directed security operatives to secure the release of all those abducted. Fatima Saleh Laden, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
You're watching the news update on Trust Television. Here's a look at what's coming. Tackling bridge collapse in Kwara. Details are more after this breather. Welcome back. This is Trust TV News Update. A look at the top stories again. Jonathan rejects presidential forms, distances self from APC. Senate President joins presidential race, picks nomination form. Moving on, motorists have called on the federal government to find a lasting solution as fuel scarcity surfaced again in the Federal Capital Territory and neighboring states. Trust TV's Kabir Lawal was at some filling stations to hear from consumers that have spent hours waiting to buy the commodity. The report.
There is indication that the scarcity of petroleum product has resurfaced again. Motorists are seen in long queues trying to buy the product, which is proving difficult. More so, the impact of the scarcity is especially felt by commuters who pay high price to be transported from one place to another.
To me, this is totally unacceptable, but the fact that we don't even know what caused the scarcity, where the scarcity is coming from until now, we don't even know. How can someone wake up in the morning, driving to work, all of a sudden discovers that there's hold up everywhere in all the filling stations, even most filling stations that have fuel are not selling? That I do not know until now, but I'm sure, I'm very, very convinced that a whole lot of filling stations here in Abuja have fuel.
Traffic gridlocks appeared across major parts of Abuja as many service lanes were closed to traffic due to queues from the petroleum stations. Consumers of the product told Trust Television that they left their various houses in the early hours to queue up at the filling station to get the commodity, but to no avail as they are still in the queue waiting for their turn. Some consumers further revealed that they had to tip fuel attendants to be able to buy the product.
I feel very bad because what we are suffering in Nigeria because of fuel subsidy is very bad. We are really suffering a lot. To get a fuel for your working or what you are using a fuel for is very expensive for us in Nigeria. Whether it's the citizen of Nigeria and whether it's we don't have anything and we are the ones suffering most in Nigeria. It's very bad. We can't continue this. This country needs to be changed. We need to change. We need changing in the country because the country is really going very bad situation that we, the poor ones, cannot even get anything. I come here 6 early in the morning, around 6 o'clock in the morning. This is now I'm going back. Even before I go back, I paid bribe before they give me this fuel.
It's shocking to me that I just woke up yesterday evening to discover that we're experiencing scarcity. I don't know where it's coming from, but I think something really fast needs to be done.
They said this fuel scarcity will affect food prices in the market as transporting these food items is also expensive.
Most people slept here overnight and they are still not happy, and everybody have been talking their ordeal about the fuel scarcity presently going on in Abuja. In Abuja, Kabir Lawal, Trust TV News.
Following the incessant collapse of the Moro and Ahom bridges in Moro local government area, the Kwara State government once again is appealing to the federal government to speed up the completion of the new alternative bridge to reduce accidents and loss of lives. The State Commissioner for Works, while on an assessment visit to the bridge, urged the federal government to urgently finish the construction of the new bridge as it affects the economic fortunes of the people of the state. The report.
Moro Belly Bridge in Okolowo area of Ilorin was constructed over 40 years ago and had been deteriorating lately. Road users who cross the bridge as part of their journey lament its negative effects on them and appeal to the relevant authorities to ensure its reconstruction.
The road, everything they enter is from here. Yam, plantain, any food from here to Ilorin, all the Kwara State, they go this place, go buy the food.
5 years ago, the federal government awarded the contract for the construction of Modern Bridge as alternative to the already old and dilapidated one. However, work on the new bridge seems to have halted due to additional requests for funds that are yet to be approved by the government.
Then sometime the contractor requested complain about the rate of the project. and requested for new rates.
Former Controller of Works, the state government expressed displeasure with the slow pace of work when the Commissioner for Works paid an assessment visit to the old and ongoing breaches. He appealed for speedy completion of the new one, as the constant repair of the old one cannot serve the purpose anymore.
At times you see the FEMA guys, they do the repairs. There are times when we also, the states, where we quickly do it before the approval will come. And when the approval comes, they will come and work. And the long-term solution is what we have on this side, where we believe when this is completed, then the traffic will now be able to move freely.
The representative of the Federal Road Maintenance Agency assured of their readiness to constantly repair and maintain the old bridge, pending when the new one will be completed.
The traffic on this road are too heavy, and to that extent, it's making a lot of impact on the panels and the H-beams.
As the people of Kwara State await the completion of the new Moro Bridge, expectations are high that motorists will cautiously use the bridge to ensure that accidents are reduced.
A civil society organization has called for peace and unity among Borno citizens to help fast-track development in the northeast region. The Smiling Hearts Initiative International made the call during a one-day sensitization campaign on peace and culture in Maiduguri. The group appealed to the residents to embrace peace and the reintegration program of repentant Boko Haram into communities' settlement. It also noted that the insurgency, which has displaced man, also put many cultural aspects of the people on the brink of extinction, hence the need for citizens to promote culture.
Coming down to these states, we find out that a lot of people and their culture have been disembarked, because most of them, they were coming back from their attack regions, came into the town, and we saw some differences because most of those people are well cultured. Then the ones there, it seems like they were letting go of their culture. So coming back to them, bringing them back to this town, made them to bring the people together with the culture and to unite them more.
Yeah, actually it's a sensitization on peace and culture. And the essence of peace, as we know, is an action or to identify and support structures to support and supplement the efforts of government in expanding peace. Because now that we are having repentant Boko Haram, a lot of people are not willing to accept them. So how do we preach this idea? How do they tolerate them? How do they accept them, accommodate them, and forgive them? And we all know forgiveness is for God, but within us, we need to put it at our back so that we can forge ahead.
Away from Nigeria, dozens of people have been killed in a fight between rival gangs inside a prison in Ecuador, in the latest instance of deadly prison violence in the South American nation. Authorities say that a fight broke out on Monday between the rival Los Lobos and R7 gangs inside the Bella Vista prison in Santo Domingo de los Colorados, about 80 kilometers from the capital, Quito. At least 112 prisoners who tried to escape during the riot were recaptured by the security forces inside the prison grounds, and said that Carrillo, while 108 other inmates remained at large. The incident is the latest bout of deadly violence to break out at an Ecuadorian prison in recent months, after more than 100 inmates were killed and dozens more injured in a riot at a facility in Guayaquil, about 400 kilometers from Quito, in September last year. With that, we wrap up Trust News Update. You can watch more by clicking the subscribe button on our YouTube page and also connecting with us via our social media platforms. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thank you for watching.